Alrighty. Hello and welcome. Happy Tuesday. What's going on, folks? As we come in here, I'll ask you whether or not the audio is good. Just give me a thumbs up or a like if it is. Thank you so much for joining me here at 5 Paragraph. We are going to do a lot more of these go lives to introduce not only ourselves as far as the team members here at 5 Paragraph, but also to introduce more areas of the text to you. For those of you who are not familiar with myself, my name is Michael J. Penny. I am a Marine Corps veteran, served 2 tours in Ramadi, went to Quantico, trained officers in marksmanship and a variety of different weapons disciplines, and then did a 3rd combat tour as an embedded advisor. So worked with a team of advisors, training Afghans, and got to use some of that foreign weapons knowledge and develop curriculum in the field. We actually had an entire training evolution that we needed to create. So I developed a little bit of curriculum in Quantico, and that was a lot of, just a huge learning experience. And then took that back out to the Fleet Marine Force and got to do a lot more curriculum development actually downrange, which was pretty interesting. So in leaving the military as a whole, I invented a product which went up inside of the AR-15, and it basically stopped dirt, dust, debris, all of those other things from getting inside of your weapon. Brought it all the way to market, and then the internal components of the business relationship fell apart. The business plan was in one phase, the operational plan another phase. We didn't know what we were looking at or getting into as far as an investment structure and a number of different things. You just don't know what you don't know in business. So I was trying to do all of these other things coming out of a skilled labor background, that being Marine Corps infantry, and then approaching this business world as I've got to go and learn all of the different technical skills and the business skills and all of these other different things. Fast forward a couple of years and a whole relocation. My family and I reside now in the Raleigh, North Carolina area. We started Cigars and Sea Stories, the podcast. Some of you are fans and have listened to our podcast. If you're not familiar, it's a raw conversation between veterans. So we started that podcast, and we started to grow together with a number of different business owners that are within our network, and introduced and worked on the 5-paragraph business plan. And so wound up going through a number of different training evolutions, trying to understand how we could take 5-paragraph business plan into book form and essentially use this as kind of a model for how we were going to run and operate our business. And then we very quickly realized what we had in front of us. So if you're confused the way that I was about business plans and operating plans and all of that other good stuff, this is really a very simplistic all-in-one format for how you can generate those things. I say it this way because there's a number of different formats that are out there for all of the different planning stages, different evolutions that you're going to go through. So there's specific marketing strategy plans, and there's specific operational plans that are out there. A lot of us don't need all of that stuff. 5-paragraph works great for skilled labor businesses. That's home repair contractors, that's residential general contractors, sure, commercial grade contractors, folks who are looking to expand. Maybe you're trying to do something with franchising or licensing, and you're trying to get uniformity across each one of your different locations. 5-paragraph is absolutely perfect for that. It is a format for how to conduct operations, how to conduct business. And it's the same format that we use, yes, in the military for how we conduct operations. Only what we've done is we've plugged in all of the correct business terminology where it belongs inside of that 5-paragraph format. Why did we do it that way? We did it that way because it organizes in an intuitive way all of the details that are necessary for a big, huge team to go and commit action, and to be able to delegate to those multiple leaders so that they can go out as small unit leaders and actually commit action. So, hey, thanks for joining us. Give me a like if you can hear me okay whenever you guys come in here. But so I just want to go over page 38 through 40 in the book. I'm jumping right into the middle of it. We are going to talk about the executive summary. The executive summary is typically at the beginning of business plans. You write it at the end of the business plan. So you've plugged in all of these, components into it, and now you have a clear understanding of what the vision is. So you can create an executive summary from a 30,000 foot, right? So from a bird's eye view of what the entire project or what the entire business will look like. We use the executive summary format of METT-TSL. This is a military format, yes. The reason why we use it this way is because when you tear open the flap on the COC, you walk in and you get your mission set. This is the same format that you're going to use when you're trying to plan and coordinate different missions that are on the ground. We use this format because, and we explain it very simply put, we explain it in depth in the text itself, but we use this format because, again, it's very intuitive. It goes through point by point exactly what you need to pull out of it. Other business associations have used the operations order by taking the format and then putting a veneer over top of it. Instead, what we've done is use the structure of the format, which we know works because we've refined it over the past 240 years as fighting forces, and we take that business terminology and plug it in where it belongs, specifically for a civilian-based market. And all of our clients that we've worked with so far, all of our big entities that we've worked with, to include the HACOA Home Repair Network, are all civilian-led. Now, I say that from the standpoint that, yes, we can take our military knowledge with us out of service and create items of value, let's say, for instance, or programs of value that can serve the masses as a whole. And remember, I mean, for those of us who are veterans, we learned this stuff when we were just 18 years old, just got into service, and we learned the op order and then started using it more and more and more the further up that we got in our planning phases, right? And by the time I was a sergeant and left as a patrol leader, I was writing like 3 op orders a day. Not necessarily my favorite thing in the world to do. Not asking you to write 3 5-paragraph business plans a day. But anyway, let's get into the knowledge on here. And again, if you're following along in your book, which is available on Amazon, the link is actually in the description right over there. You can follow along in the book. It's 38 through 40. We're in the middle of it. And the title of the paragraph up top is actually orientation. All right, so you've asked yourself all of these questions, then you go out, create your business plan, then you hone it back in. All right, so at the beginning of the book, we start with METT-TSL. We go off, we answer all of those questions about our business, and then at the end of the book, we wrap it up with METT-TSL, knowing what we know now, and can give a clearer picture of the executive summary at the end of it. All right, so going through the different components, and we're going to start with mission first. Mission seems very simple. It's the who, what, when, where, why. Yes, giving a reason why matters, of course, why you're going to conduct business. It's the company and concept, the product and service. It's your entry growth strategy along those lines, but it's the early phase of your mission, okay? That frames up, in a sense, the overall problem that you see that's out there. So it's a brief understanding of what you're offering as a product or service, whatever the case may be, as a business in your mission statement, right? We at 5-paragraph, in order to eliminate toxic leadership, have provided a very simple and easy, elegant solution to go through and delegate your authority as a business owner while maintaining the responsibility of your overall operation. Our enemy that's out there is disorganized, grabastic craziness that happens across job sites all over America, screwing over homeowners, people who don't maintain accountability of their team members when they're on a job site because, frankly, they have no idea what they're doing, and they always say, oh, it's like herding cats. I get it. I understand that management is difficult, and the thought of management is very just not even tasteful, let's say, for instance. But the point being, though, If you can get your folks aligned with your mission, then they are going to work harder and faster for you. But it means accountability going both ways as a leader. So enemy in this point is the problem. All right, so the problem, the opportunity, whatever the case may be that's out there. You have seen something in the marketplace or out there amongst your industry leaders where you yourself have found that gap. Okay, so very clearly put, and I will flat out tell you right now, because this is the mission that we're focused on, due to the lack of accountability that we've seen that's going on within skilled labor small business, and seeing what a lot of the outside hype, the outside growth, folks like Mike Rowe are getting in front of the camera saying, we need more folks in skilled labor small business. We're seeing veterans open skilled labor small business models that are out there. We see civilians, of course, that are constantly running skilled labor small business. But I say it from that standpoint because I'm a veteran. I like working in and around roughneck type folks. We get along quite well. I enjoy riding my Harley and going hunting with them, right? And they don't mind the occasional sea story, so it's all good. But the reason why I bring this up is because the enemy can feel abrasive. It's the problem, it's the opportunity. And if you're not out there crushing the problem or seizing the opportunity, then you have the wrong mentality about business. It's all about that hustle, right? So next up is team and support. These are the individuals, yes, that are on the immediate team that you're involved in. That might be the headquarters element. But if you're employing anybody else, it might be a virtual assistant or somebody like that to keep you on point with what you're doing from an administrative sense. Put those support elements in there. If there are other businesses that you rely on in order to get your jobs done, and you've got them on that on-call, almost concierge type service, hey, I need flooring specifically over here, I need some sort of roofing material specifically over here. You have those on-call distributors, or you have those on-call delivery systems, what have you, put them in your support element. Show that in the executive summary to anybody who's only going to look at the executive summary, right? Any investor will tell you, they look at the executive summary, they go back, see whether or not the numbers are big, and then they start thumbing through your business plan. That's typically how someone reads this, right? Whereas you can take that same vision, all of the tasks and objectives that are in it, and then construct your other 5-paragraph business plans that are necessary to carry out those tasks and objectives. And I will talk about that in a future video. I will describe how it very simply breaks off into a very simple bracket so that you can clearly see where your task organization is. It's a chain of command, yes, but it's respect given both ways when you do things like this. People work harder when you keep them in the know, all right? And also, I mean, you're going to make more money, frankly, if you just spend the time sitting down and just going through this very simple plan. You're not going to be leaving as much money out there on the table. You're going to see a heck of a lot more that's happening out there in the market, and we've already proved this across the board. Call us, get on the phone with us, speak with an advisor, talk through the 5-paragraph business plan. And I mentioned before, HACOA, our partners, what we're helping them through is a current expansion. So if you yourself are interested in running a HACOA unit, I've already shared before, it's hacoa.5paragraph.com, HOCOA.5paragraph.com. Go ahead, check it out if you're interested in the opportunity. Fill out the form. If not, it's a cool video. All right, so moving on to terrain and weather. We've covered mission, enemy, team, and support. Now we're going to go into some uncontrollables, terrain and weather. Terrain and weather is your location in your local area and the weather effects or the seasonal effects that it has on your business. Again, I circle back to skilled labor, small business. Every business, whether you think so or not, has some sort of seasonal effect that is pressed upon it. It determines where you're at within the sequence of events as to whether or not you feel that as strong as the other folks in the earlier chain. Now, I say it that way because terrain and weather is very typically overlooked by a lot of business owners that are out there, and it really does matter. So it's the terrain that you're going to be operating in, what's the local area, What is it like seasonally wise? What is the weather like? I know that the weather is entirely different in Houston than it is in Seattle. That matters on the type of contracting business you might be running. All right, if you're a contractor that's out there, if you're someone who deals with the elements. And again, this book is perfect for you guys. Our program is perfect for you guys. We created it that way. All right, so I'm going to go through the last three, which are the build-up. That's time, space, logistics. Time, space, logistics. If you're starting from square one, you haven't even started your business yet, time, space, logistics is to go to market, to be able to actually get into business. Great. Time, space, logistics in this sense, right? If you're already in business, you're taking a breather, you're going through the book, you're filling out your own 5-paragraph business plan, you're expanding your own operations, you're working with it with your internal leadership. So everybody's got a copy of the book. They're all writing their own 5-paragraph business plan on that which is pertaining to their job. So internally with us, you know, like Diane writes a 5-paragraph business plan on HR type stuff and a lot of the different creative elements within 5-paragraph, right, as far as the content creation is concerned. Brian, for instance, writes the logistics side of things and a lot more of the content creation towards logistics because he's got a thorough background in being a contractor, a project manager, all of those other different things. So that's just a couple of different examples. In that, it is a sequential timeline that each one of us are going to be synced to and we are going to adhere to. Space is going to be whether or not it's build out where we're operating location-wise, whatever the case may be. But it's also the development iterations. So over that timeline, these are the deliverables that need to take place. And then last but not least, the logistics. So it's wrapping up essentially the how it's going to be carried out as a mission overall. All right, so I say it that way because each one of these pertains specifically to your business. This is the first thing that we talk about on the phone. Anytime you guys call us up, we're going to be asking you questions directly pertaining to your METT-TSL. It gives us a full scope in understanding how we can best serve you guys. All right, so that's the whole point in getting on the phone with us. We're going to cover the METT-TSL, and yes, this is basically an executive summary on your business, but it allows us to start asking the right questions to start teasing that out as you go through the 5-paragraph business plan. And again, for those of you who are following along, we're on page 38 through 40, and we keep each one of these sections extraordinarily simple. I was the guy who did a lot of the finger stroking on actually putting together the book and all of that other good stuff, and I spent a lot of time making sure to boil down the absolute essence in a simple format so that we have something to work off of. It is absolutely amazing seeing some of your books as you guys go through this. Make your notes, write all of these things out. And if you're curious, if you don't have the book in front of you and you're like, hey, you're telling me this information, you know, what are you talking about filling out? As you continue on, and I'll just flip right through back to the METT-TSL format, when you go back into our template, and you'll see, again, it's a template for running your business and your operations off of it. But when you go back to page 59, you'll see we have the METT-TSL. And you fill this in. You can fill it in as you're going through the book if you want to. It was pretty cool when I saw my buddy Ammons, seeing his all drawn up. And, I mean, numerous other people who had the book. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it works. So if you don't believe me, go check out the testimonial videos that are all over 5paragraph.com, which is really cool. Thank you so much. We really do appreciate your reviews on Amazon. So for those of you who see the value in the text and you can appreciate that which we've created here, by all means, give us a review on Amazon. If you're so inclined, give us a review on here on Facebook. But again, we're talking 5-paragraph business plan. It's a very simple text. The whole intention of it is to empower you. I mean, that's honestly, that's the purpose of writing op orders and doing all of these other things, is you're clearly defining your intentions as a leader so that you can go and share that with your officer leadership, but then you can also go and brief those individuals that you're going to lead. And it works both ways. So yeah, check it out. 5-paragraph business plan, available now on Amazon. And this has been the METT-TSL, again, page 38 through 40, so go ahead and follow along. If you have any other questions, or if you're interested in learning any other information, this is also a segment of our tutorials. So if you're interested in checking out the 5-paragraph tutorials, you can find them at tutorials.5paragraph.com. Again, that's tutorials.5paragraph.com. I can throw the link in the comment section for you guys. Yeah, give us a shout. Tell us how we can help you out. If you're interested in being a HACOA unit leader, I'll put that in there as well. If you want to be your own business owner with HACOA, it's hacoa.5paragraph.com, HOCOA.5paragraph.com. And again, it's right there on the head bar. Just click on contact and you'll see HACOA. So we welcome your comments. Leave your questions, please, in the comments section, and I will get to them on the next video. We're also going to have a couple of our team members do some more live videos of their own, so look forward to hearing from those folks. Yeah, thank you so much for being a part of this. Take care and be well.